Hi guys, welcome back to another video and to another lesson. This time, something a little bit off the wall, I suppose, compared to what we've looked at so far, and that's Wheels by the Foo Fighters. And we are also going to be doing a giveaway from NUX of the new Amp Core Studio, but we'll get onto that later on. So, Wheels by Foo Fighters then. This was a track that they kind of recorded for their Greatest Hits album in 2009, which came in between their 6th and 7th studio albums, and was actually debuted at a gig at the White House in 2009. And this track, it absolutely isn't one of Foo Fighters' more popular kind of songs. And the thing is, for me, like, I'm a 90s, early 2000s kid kind of thing. So anything from that era, from the back end of the grunge thing, through to the Britpop thing, through to the alternate rock and soft rock thing of the early 2000s, I personally have a massive soft spot for. And when you put Dave Grohl in the same list as I'm doing as Peter Green and, you know, Paul Kossoff, I can completely understand how that would be kind of like crazy and like, what are you on about? But this list and this series, it's all about riffs and songs and sections of songs that, as a guitar player over the last 7 years, I have found to have, you know, a lot of pull for me, and techniques in there where I kind of feel like that song or that part of the song helped me kind of, you know, get over that next little plateau, shall we say, in playing. And this song, Wheels, as I say, although not the most popular by a long way, Foo Fighters track, and to be fair, you could probably say that the bulk of Foo Fighters great stuff was behind them at that point, sort of thing. Like I said, this is 2009. Foo Fighters has already been around for, you know, well over 10 years at this point, kind of thing. But like I said, this track for me, it has that pull with the melody, simplified kind of guitar lines, and again, as a player, I just find that it helped me kind of develop certain little techniques, and for that, for me, it kind of has to be on this list. So I reckon, with all that said, let's get on to the lesson and how you actually play this, and then we'll come back and talk about the giveaway as well. Alright then, so let's get on to how to do Wheels by Foo Fighters. So underneath the kind of bulk of the song is that 4-chord loop, which sounds like this. Which is just a really nice kind of 4-chord loop, and as always, I recommend having the song on so you can pick up on the rhythms and the little details in the chord changes. But essentially, we've just got a D chord without the high E string. So we've just got 2nd fret on the B string, 2nd fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string. And then we put that into an A chord, and I'm barring that on the, so it's 2nd fret of the D, G and B with the open A. I'm kind of muting the low E with my thumb here because we don't want this. We want this. So I'm just using that as a little mute, and like I said, barring with my first finger the A chord. So we got this. And then, because I've already got this bar down, I kind of use my thumb over on the 2nd fret of the low E, little finger and 3rd finger, 4th fret of the A and D, and then I kind of move this bar that I've already got over to the G, B and E on the 2nd fret. So we end up with this. And then we finish off with the open E chord. So that's open E, 2nd fret A string, 2nd fret D string, 1st fret G string. And that's the kind of rhythm you want to go for. And there's another way you can play that as well, which will slightly fill out the sound if you've got more than one guitar happening, like they do in the Foo Fighters. They have 3 guitarists. So you've got this. And then it finishes the same. same way there. So for that one, first finger A string 5th fret, little finger to bar the 7th fret of the D, G and B, and mute the low E. And this one, it doesn't really matter if you use your thumb or play it more conventionally. It's essentially like an F bar chord shape, but just played from the 5th fret. So you got 5th fret low E, 7th fret A, 7th fret D, 6th fret with your middle finger on the G, and then this finger's finishing off the bar on the A. Or with your thumb, you just use your thumb to cover the same notes, which is what I do. So that's the kind of simple 4-chord loop that the song kind of bases itself on. So I'm going to use a looper now to loop that in, and then we'll get onto the intro melody line that you have over the top. So I've got that into my looper now, and as I said, from a guitar player's point of view, having this loop and using this riff as practice, it does work really, really well to get better at timing, get better at using a looper. It's just one of them tracks that is full of, you know, stepping stone techniques for playing guitar, I think. So the intro melody line then, which sounds like this over the 4 chords. So what that is then, we start on the A string and we do a sort of slide to the 5th. And then it's 7, slide to 9 on the A string. And then we got this little pick at the 7th on the D with a little bit of vibrato on it. And then back to the 9th A to the 7th, sliding back. So we got that. And then we got this really nice kind of 2-note rake. So it's you're sliding up to the 7th on the D and 6th on the G. And you kind of do that. And then we finish that off by going 9th fret of the A to 7th on the D. Back to the 6th on the D. 7th on the D. Back to 6th. And then 9, 7 on the A. So like I said, over the loop. And just practicing that over and over, it's such a nice kind of soft rock, vibey kind of thing to loop over. And then the song kind of bounces around with variations on that. And then we get into the solo. So in the intro, like I say, I kind of squeezed the main elements into one short sound. So the solo, if I put on a little bit more gain, the solo kind of sounds like this over those same 4 chords. So we've got that kind of sound, and with this solo, again, if you're not massively into solo, and which I'll be honest, I'm not, but this solo, it's got lots of, like I say, small stepping stone soloing techniques that really do kind of help you out. And the first one we get to pretty much straight away. So to start the solo off, we slide to the 7th fret of the G string. And then with our little finger, 10th fret of the B string, back to 7th on the G. And then we do a slide to the 9th on the G. And straight away we're into our first little technique, which you might have heard I messed up on a minute ago, because it is stuff to kind of get ingrained in you. And that's the intonation on the sliding. So what you don't want to do is... See how that's not quite right? So that single note slide and keeping the intonation right, having that loop behind it and practicing that, it will reinforce your ear on how your own intonation is. And it's a really good thing to kind of have subconsciously in your playing is knowing your intonation. And it takes a long time and I'm still working at it, but solos like this have definitely helped. So like I say, we slide to that 9 and then we've got 10th fret on the B, back to the 9 on the G, then another little slide on the G to the 11th. So together. And then we've got another nice little soloing technique where we're using more than one note. That's how cool does that sound? So all that is G and B, 9 on the G, 10 on the B. Use your little finger to hammer the 12th on the B. And then coming down to this kind of double stop lick on the G and B, 9th fret. And then we've got this. So G and B both together. On the B string, 10, 9, pull off. 11, 9 on the G. So 10, 9 on the B, 11, 9 on the G. And then that starts again. So you do that bit twice. Then we've got this, which again is another nice sort of double stop stand-in style run. So we move over to the B and high E string, 10th fret, little finger, high E 12th, and then this sort of shape, so that is B, 10th fret, high E 9th fret. And then we work this shape we had before back down. So to work that back down, we're back on the G and B, 9 and 10 on the G and B. So we start with it's 9 and 12 on the G and B. Lift the little finger off, so you've got the 9 and 10 on the G and B. So all together. And then another one of those, which is the same way we ended the first run. So all together. And that's kind of it for the solo. And then a couple of times throughout the song, they end the 4 loop chords just by going. Which is the same chords that we learnt in the loop, just sort of staggered out a little bit. And again, you can do that down here as well. So hopefully all of that made some sense. And like I said, there's plenty of little techniques with the single note slides where the intonation is really important, and the 2-note kind of, all of that kind of stuff. So those little, like I said before, stepping stone techniques in the solo, when you work them all out together and you're playing along with the looper, you're training a lot of small little habits and techniques with this track. And as I said before, that is why this track, for me, although not the most popular Foo Fighters song, absolutely kind of fits this list of mine. So before we end then, let's get into more information about the giveaway. Okay then, let's get on to some information about the NUX Amp Core Studio giveaway. So the way this came about is last year I did a little bit of work with NUX on their ordinary pedals. Really enjoyed them and thought they were great value. So they reached out to me and said, would I like to check out the Amp Core Studio? So I said yes, but it quickly became apparent to me that with this sort of device, like with so many others, to get the best out of it, you need to download the third-party editing software for it, and then from there download third-party IRs and start messing around with all that stuff. And for me personally, with hardware especially, when it comes to having to then plug it in, download stuff, tweak stuff, I'm too old-fashioned in my mind to enjoy that kind of product. It turns me off completely. I'm just not interested in having to go through third-party software, third-party IRs. I just want the device to come loaded with what it needs and then tweak it on the device. If I can't do that and I need to then, like I said, go somewhere else to kind of tweak it and download stuff, I just don't like it. Therefore, when it comes to doing a video of it, I couldn't honestly do a video where I demo this as a product that I would use, because I just wouldn't. So I went back to NUX and said, you know, it's just not for me essentially. So can I just give it away instead? And NUX just said, yeah, no problem, just do it as a giveaway. So if you do want to see what this does and you are into this kind of thing, Leo Gibson did a video just the other day with this device, going through all the sounds and all, you know, he's into that kind of stuff, big style. So I recommend checking his out. And like I said, I'm just going to do a giveaway of this pedal and just act as a middleman and pass it on to someone who's actually going to enjoy it. So 2 things to be in this giveaway. 1, unfortunately, you are going to have to be in the UK. I know that excludes quite a lot of you, and I am sorry about that, but you know, like I said, I'm just acting as a middleman. I'll pay the postage and someone in the UK can win it and enjoy it. So like I said, please be in the UK if you want to enter the giveaway. And to enter, don't worry about subscribing or anything like that. That's a bit of a con actually on this when people say subscribe, because unless you're publicly subscribed, I can't tell if you're subscribed or not. So all you're going to have to do to enter the giveaway is just comment on this video. As part of your comment, count me in. And next week, I will then go through the comments that have said count me in for the giveaway and pick a winner at random. And one more time, please, you know, comment on the video if you're not in the UK, but only comment count me in for the giveaway if you are in the UK, because like I said, I can't ship it anywhere else. And that's it. So, you know, hopefully you'll get involved with this and you know, this sort of thing is more up your street than it is mine. And that's it for this video, and I will see you again very soon.